I've been getting the same question daily in the comment section surrounding the daily store regarding what you should and should not be purchasing. Well, look no further because I'll cover exactly what items are the most optimal to purchase from the daily store and how I personally run through the event daily. Now, the first topic we have to cover in the event shop is how many gems you should be spending on both the event runs and how many refreshes you should be doing in the daily store. Ever since the toy update, I have personally been running the event towards the cap. The boost provided by Clockwork enhancements is second to none, meaning you want to purchase as many Clockwork enhancements as you can, which you'll need a large number of points for. So every day I run the event to the cap, as you can see here, to maximize exactly how many event points I get, since I do run out of points from all the purchases we go through daily. This is on top of all the bonus points we get from using the daily event glitch. I highly recommend you checking out this video. There's a link to it in the comment and description box below, since I know after you watch the video you'll definitely be taking advantage of the event glitch. Now, the second question is how many times you should refresh in the daily shop. Well, it does depend on how many runs you plan on doing. You can scale down from my figure, but since I do maximize the runs from the daily event, I found the ideal balance for refreshes is hit around the 1,250 gem refresh mark. After this point, I'm usually running out of points, and the cost to benefit ratio does drop heavily, making the value of the refreshes greatly diminish the farther you go. Now, in terms of purchases in the shop, the one cardinal rule everyone should follow is to always purchase the seasonal shop items. Under no circumstance should you leave these items unpurchased if you plan on getting farther into the game. There are the triple set of keys that cost 15,000 points in the shop occasionally. This is after event purchases. You can skip those key purchases, but the rest of the purchases found in the seasonal shop should be purchased, such as these toys, summoning hearts, and slime tiers. Obviously, the slimes that do show up in the seasonal shop during events are also a must-buy. There's no discussion here. Purchase the slimes that show up, as they are the best value, period. Now, as we go through these purchases, there is a theme. I always purchase the mining gear, pickaxes, drills, and dynamite, as I feel they are a must-buy early on. It'll speed up your mining research progress. As you can see, we're extremely far into the mining research tree, and that's all thanks to always purchasing the mining gear from the daily store. Now, this is an optional buy depending on how fast you want to progress, but I do feel that mining gear is a great buy up to a certain point. It is not a necessary purchase, but it is one I felt has aided in my stage progression, as Lord of H Lectures has been providing substantial boosts to attack, even though the upgrades cost millions of ore. For your keys, we will cover early and late game purchases. The only ones I advise purchasing in the late game are purple and silver keys. Purple boss keys pay back their worth through the gems each run provides, and silver dwarven keys give trait points on top of giving us hundreds of summons to level up and progress our skill, companion, and equipment levels. For early game, blue village raid keys will be helpful for speeding up relic upgrades when needed, but as you can see in the late game, we're given so many forks per village raid run at level 100, 194E per run, where the cost from leveling a relic to level 1 all the way to level 200 is around 7 F forks, meaning it doesn't take very long to get enough to level a relic to level 200. Because of this, we no longer need to purchase blue village raid keys from the shop, Blue village raid keys were previously purchased before the toy update since the village raid cap was level 70, not level 100 as it is now. Yellow slime legion keys are optional. The cost is too high for the minimal benefit it provides. There's no real point in rushing slime legion runs since you'll hit the cap quickly, and the odds you get a beneficial ring are extremely low, so using the daily free runs is enough to progress through the dungeon levels while not wasting event points. Gold keys are completely useless. The gold dungeon is worthless. Don't buy these keys ever in late or early game. The gold dungeon's gold reward is extremely low. As you can see here, the reward is 21.2 T, while we're all the way in Z gold. Blockwork enhancements are the most important items to purchase from the shop. Looking at this toy, you can see just how much of a boost toys provide. I would not have gotten this toy to level 115 had I not purchased every blockwork enhancement, on top of using the event glitch to get further purchases from the store. And just to clarify for those of you that are unsure, for early game toys you want attack, critical hit damage, and companion damage, but for late game exotic toys, you want critical hit damage, companion damage, and skill damage. This is because exotic level toys have 530,000 base attack, making the attack trait useless later on, but in the early game it is extremely beneficial. For summons, I highly advise not to purchase anything. It is better to get mythics naturally than halting your progression by spending 30,000 points, which as a free-to-play player is an extremely high number of points. If you do purchase mythics, ideally, you'll choose a mythic companion you'll need to help boost your damage, but getting them naturally through summons is a far better choice, and they become fairly common later on as your summoning levels do increase. Again, you should only really be purchasing mythic companions if you choose to, but if you are missing one mythic, say it being a weapon, this could be an option as well to get that bonus owned effect damage from unlocking the mythic, since the odds do drop on summoning a specific mythic that you need to complete your mythic collection. However, I highly advise against purchasing any legendary, epic, or lower rarity item from the shop. They are just not worth it. It is far easier to get them through summons or the silver keys, since there are no real justifications for buying them. They are far too common and don't provide much value for the points you spend. Some people do want to rush out and max their common levels, since commons do become a bit more rare as your summoning levels do progress, since their summoning percentages do drop later in the game, but I still don't believe that purchasing them will be a good option in terms of event point value. As for trait points, they should never be purchased. This should be an obvious one. 400 points for 100 trait points is a ridiculously bad value. Under no circumstance can we justify so many points for such little value. Do not purchase these. Lastly, the 2-hour coin boosts. Just like the gold keys, they are completely useless. Gold isn't something you should purchase. Getting items to help progress yourself through stages will always yield more gold than any other source of endgame gold can provide. Well, that should cover everything in the daily store. This is exactly how I play in Inferno 2. Don't forget to enter into the giveaway I'm holding on my event glitch video. If you have any questions, comment below and I'll give you a reply. And be sure to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed.